Hello, hello, hello. How we doing on this Wednesday? Welcome back to another edition of Fan Talk. It is your favorite podcast by your favorite fan. That is me, Kyle Brunchley. Thanks for hanging out with me on this Wednesday, June 19th. Can you believe that June is more than halfway over? Time is flying by. In just 2 days, it will be the summer equinox, which supposedly signifies the halfway point of the year. Only 6 more months till Christmas for all you crazies out there. 2024 is flying by. I swear it was just 2020, and now it's 2024. I never fathomed that 2024 would be an actual year, but here we are. Alas, you are here with me on Fan Talk. Thank you guys so much for joining. This is a podcast by me, Kyle Brunchley. You can find on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. All right. Let's give a shout out to the Rogue One poster. I've neglected that the last couple weeks. Have you been watching The Acolyte, new Star Wars show that has come out on Disney Plus? I was really hyped for it to begin, before it came out in the beginning. And I don't want to spend too much time breaking down pop culture or Disney Plus or Star Wars on this Fan Talk episode. But I will say, go watch it and tell me what you think. It's not my favorite, and I'm really confused on where it's going and how it's going to tie into the rest of the Star Wars canon. So that's all I'll say about that. Moving on to sports, let's start with the Fan Talk Fast Talk. 3 quick stories to start off your day. All right, the Boston Celtics win the NBA Finals 4-1 over the Dallas Mavericks. It was a very lackluster finals, honestly. I think the anticipation was there. The Mavericks were playing hot, led by Kyrie and Luka Doncic. And the Celtics had only lost 2 games leading up to the NBA Finals. It was going to be a matchup for the ages. Unfortunately, it fell flat. The Celtics, this was their year. They were the dominant team. They had the depth. They had the passion. They had the path. And they got there. This is their first NBA title since 2008. If you remember the iconic video of Kevin Garnett saying, "Anything is possible." Jason Tatum tried to kind of recreate that. I think it was a little less impactful this year just because their path to the NBA Finals was a lot easier than the 2008 Boston Celtics. But regardless, Boston Celtics are your 2024 NBA Finals champions. Paul Skeens, my boy, pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. If you do not know who Paul Skeens is, you probably know his girlfriend, Livy Doon. Yep, that is right. Livy Doon and Paul Skeens are a couple. Paul Skeens continues his hot streak, got another win. He pitched on Monday against the Cincinnati Reds. He went 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, only 1 run, only 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Got the dub for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The future is looking bright for a dismal franchise. Go Bucks! And last but not least, the Edmonton Oilers come out of nowhere and win Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals to force a Game 6 back in Edmonton. What a game that was. If you did not watch it, go watch the highlights. Florida Panthers have not won the Stanley Cup, and if they would have won that game last night, close it out on home ice, you'd have the cup. But the game goes back to Edmonton, 3-2 in favor of the Panthers, but the Oilers, watch out for them. They're playing hot. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a Game 7. And that was your Fan Talk Fast Talk. What it is, 3 quick stories to start off the podcast. Today, I am giving some love to a sport that we should all love. A sport that has literally unified the world more than anything else. It has also divided the world more than anything else. And obviously, those statements should be taken with a grain of salt. I'm not talking something too deep here. But what I am talking about is a sport locally here in the United States known as soccer, but worldwide known as football. Today, we will be talking about the best sport, the most entertaining sport, the most passionate sport. I'll be telling you why you should be following it. Ball, soccer, whatever you call it. 2024, what a good year for this sport. Honestly, most of you listeners probably played soccer at one point growing up. I did. My dad was a college soccer player, played, his entire life. His brother played college soccer with him. All my uncles played soccer. Naturally, I was destined to play soccer. And I did. And I did for a couple years. Ultimately, peer pressure and mostly peer pressure led me to switch from soccer to American football. And honestly, I wonder how different my life would be if I would have stuck with soccer. I'm fast, I'm quick, I have great reflexes, I have great endurance. I probably could have had a fun time. Regardless, you may be thinking about your experience with soccer in your past. Maybe you still play. Maybe you just follow and watch it on TV. This summer, 2024, is the summer of soccer. Now, it might be overshadowed slightly by the Paris Olympic Games, but that does feature soccer. This summer, and every 4 years, there are major soccer tournaments. No, I'm not talking about the World Cup. That was in 2022. That will return here to North America in 2026, which would be awesome. Some games will be here in the US, some in Canada, some in Mexico. I am talking about the Euro. And essentially, each continent in the world, it's like a smaller World Cup, essentially, within the continent. So the Euro, obviously, European. Copa America, the Americas, North and South America. Now, the continent of Africa has one, Oceania has one, with Australia, New Zealand, and Papua New Guinea and all that, and Asia has one. But the Copa America and the Euro are the biggest ones. They get the most hype. They get the most exposure, probably because the best soccer teams in the world are from Europe and from South and Central America. And the Euro is going on right now, and if you are not watching the Euro, you are missing out. Now, I was watching the NBA Finals, and sure, it can get really hype. It can get loud. I'm thinking about the 2016 Finals when the Cavs came back down from 3-1, and that was hype. I'm thinking about in 2019 when Kawhi Leonard hit that shot at the buzzer. That was wild. But the passion and the intensity from NBA fans were near the passion and intensity from soccer fans. I was telling you about the Stanley Cup game last night and how it was wild. How there was a good amount of Edmonton Oiler fans there in attendance at the Florida game, and they were going crazy. And playoff hockey gets intense. They go nuts. But it still was nowhere near what soccer intensity is. You think of the World Series, packed MLB Stadium. I think of, was it 2015 when the Chicago Cubs were playing the Cleveland Indians and the Cubs won? First time in 100 years that they'd won the World Series and that stadium was going bonkers? Still, not quite where the intensity is of soccer games, especially internationally. U.S. soccer, we just don't have the passion. We're not there. And I don't think we'll ever get there. But you look at these European teams, you look at these South American teams, the passion from their fans. Luckily, the Euro has just only begun, and you can catch up and tune in and see this for yourself. You can see when a team scores a goal. Albania, a country that has only been to the Euro one other time, a country that many of you don't even know exists. Their fans have showed up and showed out. And you can see that this game means everything to them. And that is something that we do not have here in the United States in American sports. I am jealous. I am envious. But at the same time, I am in awe at how passionate they are. So let me bring you up to speed here. I'll share my screen and I'll show you kind of what's going on with the Euros, especially if you have no idea what is happening. So they break it up into groups, just like the World Cup. Similar format, similar thing. It's just European teams. The top 2 will move on to the next round, but it is being held in Germany. So Germany got the easy group. Switzerland, Scotland, and Hungary. Whew, that's a guaranteed path into the next round. Now, Group B, the group of death. This one's really tough. Spain, always very good at soccer. Italy, they won the Euro last tournament 4 years ago. Croatia, always a good team. Albania, as I mentioned earlier, very passionate, only their second appearance. That'll be a very tough group. Group C, England kind of has an easy path as well. Denmark, Slovenia, Serbia. None of these teams, while all better than probably the USA, all these teams not quite up to par. Netherlands, France, Poland, Austria, another group, somewhat easy group. Same with this one. Romania, Slovakia, Belgium, Ukraine, Turkey, Portugal, Czechia, and Georgia. So, I mean, quick crash course for dummies. I'll just use Group A. Soccer 101, you get 3 points if you win. See, they've won 2 games, so they're up to 6 because they got 3. You get 1 point for a draw, 0 points for a loss. And then they keep track of your goal differential, for and against. So obviously Germany, they've won twice, 6. They pretty much, well, they've punched their ticket to the next round. Pretty much same as Switzerland, unless Scotland can put up a ton of goals on Hungary. But there's a little crash course there on the nitty gritty, the stats behind the Euro. But go watch it, even if you don't like soccer, even if you don't care about the European teams. Go watch a game. Go watch, and I'm not going to say go watch highlights. I'm going to say go watch a game, because the entire time, the entire 90 minutes that the game is played, no one is on their cell phones. No one is leaving to go get a hot dog. No one is taking a bathroom break. No one is watching The Simpsons or posting on their Instagram or Snapchat. They are watching the game every single second, every single pass, every single shot, and you can hear it on the broadcast. You can hear the emotion, the anxiety, the fear, the anticipation in the crowd. You can see it on their faces. The joy when the goal is scored, the agony when the other team goes up 2-0, or when you allow an own goal. There's nothing like it. There is nothing like it. You have to go watch it. Now, the good news is, if you do need a team to root for, the United States is playing this Sunday in a different tournament called the Copa America. So North and South America, same as the Euro, but North and South America. So let me show you here what the United States has on their table. They play Sunday against, is it Ecuador? No, it is Bolivia. Excuse me. Ecuador is in Grupo B with Mexico. But yeah, here's the groups. Again, North and South America, very passionate, very fun. This should be very exciting. Canada versus Argentina is the first game on Thursday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so go check that out. But the United States, they will have a shot to win the Copa America. They've never won the Copa America, to my knowledge. Just because, I mean, you have to get past teams like Brazil, Uruguay, Mexico, Argentina, teams like Chile, Peru, Paraguay, Colombia. They've been good in the past. Costa Rica. It should be really fun. The United States have a good shot, though. They have a favorable group. I think if they can get past Bolivia and Panama, then they should be good to get into the next round. But I'd watch out for Argentina with Lionel Messi. Obviously, Mexico, Brazil, those teams are stacked. But it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Now, you may be wondering, what is there a point to this? Like, we hear what you're saying, but how does it impact us? What I'm saying is, my hope as a fan, but my hope as just a person in this world, in this big, wide world full of wonderful people, full of diverse people. Whatever you do, and I've said this before on my podcast, whatever you do, whoever you are, wherever you are, do what you love and love what you do and do it with passion. Be passionate about something. Find something to be passionate about. Obviously, today I've talked about people around the world supporting their nation in soccer tournaments. They're passionate about soccer. They're passionate about their country. They're passionate about winning. Find something that is worthwhile. Find something that you find value in, that you find purpose in, and pour your heart and soul into that and be passionate about that thing. I'm obviously passionate about sports. More specifically, I'm passionate about running. I'm training for a couple marathons. Go check out my last episode. We were talking about that. Some people are passionate about food. Some people are passionate about collecting cars. Whatever it is, some people are passionate about serving others, about going the extra mile, passionate about being a grandpa. Whatever it is, find something in your life to be passionate about, just like these soccer fans all around the world. All right, guys, that's all for Fan Talk this week. Go watch the Euros. Go watch Copa America. Go support the USA or whatever country that you are supporting. And as always, look me up on my socials. I'll link them down below. Follow me on Strava. And we'll catch you again next week for another edition of Fan Talk. See you later.